Well, it's almost a daily occurrence now. School districts in our area announcing certain campuses are moving to remote learning.
Portland Public Schools Chief of Staff spoke with us today about what it takes to make those decisions and if the district has considered moving all schools online. Fox 12's Connor McCarthy reports from PPS headquarters.
Portland Public Schools says as of Tuesday, 6 campuses are on remote learning. Chief of Staff Jonathan Garcia says that the Emergency Operations Center has been active since last week, meeting 5 times a day, reviewing data such as teacher sick calls, as well as available substitutes. But this data is changing by the hour, and so is the decision making, creating some uncertainty and anxiety in parents and students.
We are looking at this day to day, hour by hour, minute by minute, and what we know is that Omicron is quickly spreading.
As of Tuesday afternoon, 6 Portland public schools are online, not because of outbreaks, but staffing shortages. But what goes on into this decision-making process?
I wish I could give folks just like an easy, step by step about, what's the decision. And frankly, the decision is dynamic. The decision brings into consideration a number of numbers and bringing that number into reality.
Jonathan Garcia, Chief of Staff for Portland Public Schools, says the district looks at the number of teachers out sick, available substitutes, and at the number of students out sick. Because this data is constantly changing, it makes decision-making seem chaotic.
Humans need stability and reliability, right? Our students count on stability, and so we get it. And so as leaders, this is the last thing that we want to be doing, making calls at 6 o'clock at night saying schools are closed for the next day. It's painful.
Why not, just make it easy on you guys and say we're all going remote learning for the next month until this surge subsides.
What is loud and clear from our public health officials is that schools need to continue to remain open. If our society can continue to remain open through this variant, then our schools can remain open during this variant.
Garcia says controlled indoor environments like schools are the safest place for students, but it all boils down to staff getting sick with COVID-19 off campus. Garcia says he understands why the state handed decision-making back to local districts, but he wants state leaders to continue to be at the table with clear, definitive guidance to help districts make the best decisions on keeping schools open.
I think what's a challenge is that for us as educators, we're not public health officials. We're not public health experts. And I think guidance is great and makes for great conversations and discussions, but we do not know how to move forward without direct guidance. It makes it more difficult.
To put the number of students on remote learning into perspective, there are 6 campuses in remote learning. That's out of 81 total campuses in the Portland Public School District. So that means there are 75 campus communities still going to in-person learning. But Garcia warns that as this Omicron variant begins to surge even more, that parents should expect more schools to transition online. In North Portland, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.
Connor, thank you. In the meantime, the Tigard-Tualatin School District is moving several schools to distance learning because of pandemic-related problems. They include Tualatin High School, Tigard High School, Fowler Middle School, Hazelbrook Middle School, and Tualatin Middle School. The move goes into effect on Thursday and will continue through January 21st. Tomorrow is a teacher planning day, and there will be no school for students. All events and sports activities will be postponed during this time.